Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for August 8th. August 8th is the 220th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 221st in leap years, with 145 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is Katzenjammer. This is another word from German, and it means a hangover or a severe headache accompanying a hangover. The literal translation of it means cats wailing, and when I came across this word, I remembered there used to be a cartoon series called the Katzenjammer Kids. They were quite the pair of troublemakers, these two. What one didn't think of, the other one did. You could usually find them in newspapers or comic books. There were even moving picture cartoons of them. I didn't know until I did today's research that Katzenjammer means hangover or severe headache accompanying a hangover. And with that knowledge, the idea of the Katzenjammer Kids makes a lot more sense. And with that, we're going to start with the birthday of an individual known as Casper, born on August 8th in the year 422. Casper was a ruler of the Maya city Palenque, and it's not clear how long he lived, but he ruled until the year 487. On August 8th, 1815, a defeated Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba. On August 8th, 1876, Thomas Edison received a patent for his mimeograph machine. This is the birthday of American physician and surgeon Bob Smith, born August 8, 1879. And I could tell you there are millions of people who would not be alive today but for the work of Dr. Bob, and not as a physician or a surgeon, but as co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. Dr. Bob lived to the age of 71. The funeral of Ulysses S. Grant was held in New York City on this day in 1885. This is the birthday of physicist Ernest Lawrence, born August 8, 1901. He invented a machine that he called a proton merry-go-round, better known as a cyclotron. The cyclotron was a machine that could accelerate particles and then hurl them at atoms to smash the atoms open. This allowed scientists to discover radioactive isotopes of elements and sometimes new elements. In 1940, Lawrence won the Nobel Prize for his invention, and apparently I failed to note how long he lived. Maybe I can get that information and put it in the little thing at the bottom of the screen. On August 8, 1908, Wilbur Wright made his first flight at a race course in Le Mans, France. This was the Wright Brothers' first public flight. This is the birthday of Italian actor and producer Dino De Laurentiis. Born August 8, 1919, he had acting parts in movies in the 1940s and went on then to produce more than 500. Whenever I hear his name, I think of the movie Dune. Dino De Laurentiis lived to the age of 91. The German airship Graf Zeppelin began an around-the-world flight on August 8, 1929. This is the birthday of American actor and director Dustin Hoffman, born August 8, 1937. He's performed and or starred in a great number of movies, and I think a lot of people, when they hear his name, they maybe immediately think of the movie The Graduate. I want to recommend Wag the Dog as well. If you haven't seen that, go look it up. It's hard to imagine, but Dustin Hoffman turns 84 in 2021. On August 8, 1963, in England, a gang of train robbers stole 2.6 million British pounds in banknotes in an event called the Great Train Robbery. I believe they did catch everyone and prosecute them for that crime. It was on August 8, 1969, at a zebra crossing in London that photographer Ian Macmillan took the iconic photo that has become the cover image of the Beatles album Abbey Road. On August 8, 1974, President Richard Nixon announced his intention to become the first president in American history to resign. On 8/8/88, the temperature in New York City hit a high of 88 degrees. That's a lot of eights. And on August 8, 1988, the first night baseball game in history of Chicago's Wrigley Field took place. It was rained out in the fourth inning, though. On August 8th, 1989, Space Shuttle Columbia took off on a secret 5-day military mission. And I think that's going to do it for us today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with others. Images are retrieved from Bing Images, either public domain or licensed free to use and share. I think the correct terminology is free to share and use. Our lovely outro music is Divine Life Society by Jesse Gallagher from YouTube Music Library, and there's a link to his channel in the show notes. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Well, that's right. Back it up. This is what happens when you don't clean up your script. Ooh, what was that? Don't eat while you're recording. Thank you. That might not make it into the video, we'll see. Changing it up.